Hi everyone. Here we have created an collaborative retail assistant with the help of Google ADK and Python. So, what's the problem statement here? The problem statement is I'm planning to transform my living room into some personalized space where I want to have wall shelves, and in that I could have plants displayed over there, or I could have the books displayed over there. So, what's the current e-commerce experience goes like? I searched about the wall shelves and I get 10 products, out of which I liked few of those, but I see those are out of stocks. So I have to click on those products, see through the details, come back, go to the next product, and that's how it goes. And it's a repetitive process. Now, while this is happening, I might get frustrated that okay, the product I like is not there and all, and I might shift to other platform where I can find the desired product, and basically the platform loses one customer there. So, what's the broader impact here? About 71% of consumers say that they are less likely to shop from a particular retailer in case of dissatisfaction. So, this data is all quoted from press release from National Retail Federation. There are other impacts as well, like in North America, we have seen 4.1% revenue loss, which is around 129.5 billion annual. And similarly, we can see like 1.75 trillion annual losses globally. So what's the proposed solution here? So here we have built Cora. Here we don't force customers to go through those fragmented page loads and all. And rather than that, we just give the product and whether they are available on the stock or not. And along with that, at that particular time, we even provide them with alternative suggestions as well as some other upselling recommendations. So such that let's say if the particular user is looking for wall shelves and that wall shelves is not there, so we will say okay, this product looks like is out of stock, however these are some of the alternatives. And then along with that we will also provide the uh, upselling products or accessories such as the antiques which can be displayed there, or let's say the plants that can be displayed there and can be purchased to our platform. For this we will be using a set of specialized agents which are created using Google ADK again. So let's go through the solution and let's explore it. So here we have explained more about the tech stack. Okay, coming to the architecture. So the architecture which we are following here is uh, the first one is the master agent, which classifies the user intent and delegate it to the specialized agent. Now we have a couple of specialized agent. First one being the product detail agent, which is specialized in getting the product detail. Along with that, it also gets the user reviews for that particular product, and with the help of AI, it summarizes that in all into a one content so that it's easier for user to go through that content and review the product. The next one is product recommendation manager. Now here we have two things which are happening sequentially. The first one is the parallel processing team where we have inventory agent and upselling agent. These two are happening in parallel. So the first one is going through the database and finding a similar product based on the user query. Here we are using vector similarity search from Cosmos DB, like we are using Cosmos DB where we have the vector embeddings and performing vector search there. And the next one is the upselling agents where we are looking for accessories. Again, we are using vector similarity there. Now, finally, the aggregator agent, which synthesizes these results and respond with a particular logic-based summary, which is like driven with empathy. So that it's a customer-facing bot, so it should also show empathy. So this is how the architecture looks. The user can give a query. The master agent decides which one to point it to, and let's say it goes to the recommendation manager. So there we have two things. One is the parallel processing team where inventory agent goes to the inventory DB, fetches the data. The upselling agent fetches the accessories, and post this is completed, then the aggregator agent summarizes that with empathy. And the other route is if user is asking about some details, it can go to the user review database along with the inventory database to fetch the user reviews. Now, to speed up the process, I have executed some of the code earlier, so you can see the output here itself. So the first one being the setup and installation. Here we are using Google ADK and PyMongo, which is used for connecting to MongoDB. Here we are setting up the keys. So the Google key is getting set up here as well as the MongoDB. And here we have the MongoDB handler class. This handles most of the functionality which we will be using in this demo, such as upsetting products and all, so that we can have the necessary data set up in the DB first of all, and then the code to fetch, along with that the code to perform vector search. Finally, the data loading and preparation. So here we are using the data set which I have uploaded to my account. So both of the data sets points to that, and we are reading it into a data frame and finally converting it into JSON so that we can upload it into the MongoDB. This is for generating the product embeddings. So first time when we will be uploading, there will be an embeddings generated so that we can search across that. And this is where we are having embedded products and then pushing it into the MongoDB. So once that is done, again, if that is already done, it's optional. You can skip this part. If that is not done, you can execute the above code and set up your own. Now moving on to the agent tool. So here we are defining different agent tools as mentioned. So first one being the product details. Here we have the product name, which is extracted again by the LLM itself, and they will be deciding like which product the user is asking for, and then we will be performing the vector search. So here we are performing the vector search on that and getting the product out of it. Once we have the product and we see it's like has a relevance score more than 80, we allow it, and to move it forward, we say that go ahead and fetch the uh, reviews for this product, and then ultimately returning the final object. Then we have get inventory matches and recommendations. So in here again the same thing, the vector search happens and we are checking the score. If it's more than 80, it goes to the matching product. If it's more than 70, it goes to the alternative products. Finally, we have upsell suggestions. So here additionally we have added filter where the quantity is more than 0 and the category is accessories, and we are limiting it to 3. This is configurable, so we can change it as well. And finally we are returning that response. Okay, finally coming to the ADK agent framework setup. Here we are importing the libraries. Next we are setting the configure API retry options where we have uh, handled gracefully the transient errors to maintain stability. Next we are defining specialized agents. So the product detail agent, which deals with the get product details function tool. Now moving on to the inventory search and recommendations. Here again we are using the get inventory matches and recommendations as the function tool, and the upselling uses the upselling suggestion as the function tool. Ultimately, finally, once we have all these set up, then we are going to the aggregator, which aggregates the response of all of it. So here you can see we are taking the matching product and recommendation along with the upsell accessories, and then we are having the logical based response, like if it's not there then what it should do, and if the product is available then what it should do. Again, these are examples, so LLM will itself decide how much empathetically it has to reply. Coming on to the multi-oriented multi-agent orchestration with parallel and sequential agents. Again, as I mentioned earlier above, uh, here we are setting up the team. So inventory agent and upsell agent, both of these are parallel agents, will go in parallel. And ultimately there is sequential agent which goes in sequence. So first this team will finish and then it goes to the aggregator agent. And ultimately we have the root agent which handles all of it and decides based on the LLM. So this is an LLM agent. Now, as I mentioned, I have executed this earlier. Now we will be running and going through this testing of the ADK. So we have three approaches here. So first one is testing the ADK like with run debug. Then we have stateful agent as well. And at last we have the web UI. Let's execute this run debug first. So you can see a new debug session has started, and these agents are doing all the work in parallel, and ultimately we have a response. So the query here was, I'm planning to purchase a monitor for gaming. Can you tell me what to purchase? So there is a monitor which is Samsung 22-inch S3 flat monitor, which is out of stock, but there are some alternatives. So there is LG, uh, some IDs there, and 32-inch full SD curve monitor, and then there is Zebronics. Apart from that, there are some accessories such as the HDMI to VGA adapter and a screen cleaning kit, and then there is wireless keyboard and mouse combo. Now I can see in more detail like what all it did, and here we can see the same result which we are seeing and what all happened in the background. Same thing now we are doing, like asking more about the cleaning kit for screen. So it will now call the get product detail. Here you can see which one it called. So if I scroll above, you can see it coming through product recommendation manager. Now for this one, you can see that the Tusker 3-in-1 professional screen cleaning kit to 250 ml is an accessory designed to keep your screens spotless. It includes a 250 ml bottle of anti-static cleaning spray. The product is currently in stock and it's priced at $399. Overall, customer reviews are largely positive, with many users praising its effectiveness and making screens look new. the quality of the microfiber cloth, and the usefulness of the included brush. Now, if I print the response, you can see it is coming from the product detail agent. Now, moving on to the next step. So here you can see we have some warnings as well, just to suppress that uh, we are using this where we are reducing the verbosity. And let's move on to the stateful agents. So here we are defining the helper function, which will help us to run the session. And here we are using the database session service to maintain the session, and ultimately we are running the session here. So I can ask a query here. So let's say I will ask again about the same thing. I want to purchase a monitor which is curved. Let's say, can you help me and recommend me something? So once I give this, the agent will think, and finally there is a response. So it gives that this is the monitor which is currently in stock. It features 32-inch full HDVA panel and all. And would you be interested in following accessories? So there is magnetic charging dock and HDMI to VGA adapter or ergonomic office chair. Let's uh, let's see the ergonomic office chair chair and what are its details. Okay. So now the ergonomic office chair is designed for comfort during long working session. It has these features. It costs 79.89 and comes with a 3-year warranty. Great. While many users find it comfortable and appreciates its ergonomic features, some have reported issues with seat cushion firmness, potential wobbling, and all. Cool. So the session is ended. Now we are setting up logging for agent observability. This we are moving on to the ADK web UI setup. Now for web UI setup, we are having this helper function which will set up the proxy URL for the ADK, and then we will create the ADK. Okay, so the agent is created. Add. So this has overwritten the code, and now what we are doing is, as you see, we are using MongoDB. We can't pass the creds directly. So for this MongoDB connection string, what we are doing is we are updating the .env, which is automatically created by the exclamation mark AD create command. So with this command, you can see it has created these three files, .env, init, and agent.py. So this .env we are updating with the value. So for that we have this function here which is upsert.env. So what it does is it checks if that exists or not. If not, then it will add. Otherwise, it will just update it. So MongoDB gets updated. Now we can get the proxy URL. And once the proxy URL is there, let's start the web. Okay, so the server process has started. See you from the ADK web view. Now we are at the agent development kit UI. So we will ask the first question. Now this is the same question where we started with the problem statement. So we are looking to decorate our house and we are planning to use wall shelves. We are asking, can it make a recommendation? So Here you can see it made a recommendation for dime store engineering wood wall shelves set of one brown, which is currently out of stock. However, there are two which are in stock, and then there are some accessories. Now, in the accessories, I found this one to be unique, which is abstract thinker man statue. So let's ask about that. Uh, Abstract thinker man statue set really my eye, and we explore that first. Okay, so now here we see that it has extracted that detail that this statue is a premium set of four statues made from durable PVC depicting abstract poses of men in contemplation. Okay, looks like a great product, and this is priced at $399. The reviews for this products are mixed. Several customers praise the unique abstract design, quality material. However, there have been reported issues with paint imperfection, fragility, etc. Now, let's say I want to explore the shelves back. So in traditional approach, we have to go back, found that same product again, and then go through it. Here, in this conversation, we already see that we had a suggestion made. So let's go and ask that itself. Okay, let's explore now the second shelf recommendation, which was Firebee's wooden wall-mounted bookshelf set for three. So it holds the previous conversation, and that's why it's like immediately found out that the which shelf we were talking about. So the Fabi wooden wall mounted bookshelf set of three is a furniture item that comes in a set of three. These shelf measure 20x6x6 inches and include metal holders and everything. The current price is $799, and the customer review indicates a general positive has a general positive reception. Okay, so let's say if we still want to go through and we want to say, by the way, I'm looking to purchase a monitor for gaming. Can you please recommend something for me? Okay, so it found that Samsung 22-inch SD flat monitor is suited best for me, which is, however, currently out of stock, unfortunately, again. So in this scenario, it has given me two other alternatives, and also it has provided me some accessories. Now, I am not going to accessories, but I will ask in a real world scenario. Okay, I'm tight on budget. Can you tell me more about that budget friendly monitor? Okay, so now it, even though here, if you will see the 18.5-inch LED monitor, it didn't tell that this was actually a budget monitor. However, with the use of vector search and all, it was able to identify based on the information which already existed and extracted in previous conversation that this is the budget friendly option and is a compact and budget friendly option featuring an HD 1366x768 resolution on its 18.5-inch display. And again, the price is 3999, and the customer review indicates that it's a great budget monitor with a compact design suitable for office work, etc. So this is about Cora, and this is how it behaves, how we can have a conversation. We don't have to go back to the product again and again and go through that tireless process. Rather than that, we can have these multi-agent architecture where we can have these agents talk through each other and figure out what the user is asking for based on its intent. So thank you, everyone.